Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today I will be doing my Pan Those Eyeshadows update number 1, and I realized 2 days after filming the intro that I didn't even show you guys pictures of what the palettes look like before, you know, like as where I was starting from. So I did take pictures and I'll be inserting them in as I show you, but I chose 5 shades to work on. I didn't hit my goal on any of them. I will be modifying some things just because I've learned what I prefer, or not what I prefer, but I've learned that I recently discovered that I have dupes in my collection, well obviously, and also I found out that the palette that I originally wanted to finish an eyeshadow completely for it to count, it is so hard to use up an eyeshadow completely, so I'm just gonna change it back to hitting pan and like nix that rule. But I'm going to get started with the first eyeshadow, which was number 67 last time. I also realized that I put my numbering completely wrong, so once you mess up the numbering for one palette, it kind of carries over and it's so bad. Let's see. Yeah, I miscounted so many times that the numbers are off, but I've recounted it, and so now there's 73 shadows that I could potentially get. But I'm going to start off with the numbers that I drew last time. The first one is from the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. I think I said Huda last time, but my brother told me that it's Huda, so yeah. This is what mine looks like now. There'll be like a before somewhere over my face because of where I'm holding this now. But I've used this a total of 8 times, including today, which you can kind of see. I really like this yellow, and I feel like for the amount of times I've used it, that like dip should not be that deep. I will continue to use this. I'm not rolling anything out until I want to wait until the 3rd month to roll something out, but that's my progress for this palette. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I hit pan on it by the next update, just because I associate the color yellow with July, and I have this eyeliner that I've been trying to use up and it's yellow. I hate it. So I'm actually wearing it today, and I put blue eyeshadow all over it so you can't see it. But yeah, this is the eyeliner that I'm talking about. I hate this eyeliner. I want it out of my collection, and I use it to do cut creases. So that's, yeah, it's really messy right now. But, yeah, I've just been trying to do yellow looks because it's July, and also I want to get this out of my collection. Moving on to the second shadow that I drew. I actually drew these in like backwards order, so from the highest number to the lowest number, which I thought was interesting. So the eyeshadow that I was working on comes from this Estee Lauder Pure Color sample thing. So this is the what it looks like now, and I'll post somewhere here of what it looked like before. My original goal was to hit pan on this, but it takes so long to hit pan. Like, I did manage to hit pan on this cream shade, so it's going to be rolled out. I guess that's a bonus pan, but because I have pan on this, it won't qualify for, use, or I can't roll it into this project. But yeah, my original goal was to use it up completely, but even after using the beige eyeshadow for so many days in a row, like I used it pretty exclusively, I want to say for 3 weeks straight to get that pan. And still, like, it's a very small pan. Like, So I'm just going to hit pan on this. I'm not going to use up the eyeshadow completely because I feel like that's kind of a waste, or I feel like I would just be wasting time on this. But there is a pretty significant dent in this. I used to use like, you know, kind of an applicator like this to apply the eyeshadow, like a sponge tip applicator, but I realized how long that was taking and how frustrating it was to use it because the sponge tip wouldn't actually apply it very nicely. And I thought that because this is a satin shadow that it would be fine, but no, it's not. So I've just switched over to using a smudge brush, which is basically like a regular eyeshadow brush, except the bristles are much shorter, and that's been working out well. So I think by the next update I can actually hit pan on this one as well. I've used that shadow 12 times. Today's like one of the only days where I'm not wearing it. Moving on to the third eyeshadow that I rolled in. It comes from the Too Faced Hot Buttered Rum palette, and this is what it looked like last time. It's pretty much the same, to be honest. This is what it looks like now. So I drew this shade, which is Whipped Cream, and there's like, you can see a dip going on in it, but I've used this pretty much every single time I've done my eyeshadow, which includes today. I used it for an inner corner highlight only because it is so pale on me, and I've used this shadow 17 times. I just can't win with this, so I'm pretty sure that this will be rolled out before I finish, or before I hit pan on it, just because it's taking me so long to use it, and I've used this like every single time I do my eyeshadow. And 17 times, like, that's not, you know, 30 days, but I am pre-filming this. It's because I'm like, I want to be able to study and not worry about filming. So there is about 10 days before this video actually goes up, and I'm pretty sure I will be using it every single one of those 10 days. So yeah. Anyway, 17 times, and wow. I use it with like a concealer brush from e.l.f., and that's probably why the progress has been going so slowly, because I use it in such a small area. Okay, the next two eyeshadows come from this palette, which is the Clover palette. This is my favorite palette in my collection at the moment, and actually this look that I'm wearing today can be achieved completely from the shadows in here, but because I'm working on a yellow eyeshadow in another palette, that I didn't use the one from here. So the first shade that I drew was Cuddle Buddy, which is down here, and I actually have some, okay, let me get something to cover the mirror with. So I actually have some interesting observations to make about Cuddle Buddy, which is right here. You can clearly see a dent. I think there was a dent last time, but not this visible. This shade blends into nothing. Like, I've used this 7 times, and I only really noticed it within the last 2 uses because I was too lazy to get my blending brush. But this eyeshadow is so weird. Like, I used to put on my outer corners, like where you see this pink is today, so that's where I would put it, and then I'd be too lazy to get my blending brush, so I would just try and pack it on very lightly, or yeah, just put it on very lightly, and it would stay all day. There's no fallout. But then I finally got a blending brush because I was like, oh, it looks a little bit too harsh, so I blended it, and it just like blended away into this dark dust. Like, it literally looked like just some dust had gotten on my face while I went for a hike. It was so weird. And what's weird to me is that the eyeshadow did stay on my lids even when I didn't blend. Even like, it was just how. So yeah, this is a very weird eyeshadow. I know it didn't do that before because I used to use this shade a lot with the shade Paw Print, and it just never did that before, so I'm really confused. But yeah, now that I know that it blends away to nothing, the progress will probably be faster on this. I actually don't really like shades like this. I am very picky about like my darker shades. They can't be too blue, they can't be too red. It has to be like somewhere neutral and it can't be too dark. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this shade, but I know that it'll go by very quickly because it's so like it just blends away. It's so weird. You could try building it up, but I feel like it just keeps blending out into nothing. So interesting. Depending on the shadows that I pull this round, I might see significant progress on this. I don't think I'll hit pan on it just because I don't really wear this color often. As you can tell, 7 times is not that much. And then the last shade is right here. This is Lucky Clover. This was the shadow that I didn't like before. I feel like this one you also have to build up, but just on me because I'm tan and this is a lighter color. It's not like this color where it blends away to nothing. This you can't really blend it away, but it's so light that I have to apply a good amount for it to show up. Like I have to do it twice, so I have to apply, like dip in here twice for each eye. So technically that's 4 applications. And I think there's one time where I did wear a good amount of this on my face for like I don't know how to describe it, like an editorial look. I used this eyeshadow 4 times. Like I said, this is not my favorite eyeshadow to wear, but I'm gonna keep it in this project just because it's like a good season for it. If I got this in the fall though, I think I would have rolled it out by now just because I do tend to wear colors that match the seasons. So with that, that was the last eyeshadow that I have, but because this is kind of like, you know, I didn't make much progress on these, or I didn't hit any pan on these, I'm going to roll in 2 more eyeshadows. So let's see, I have the numbers 1 through 73. I need to get a random number generator. I'm just going to use the one on Google's. Okay, so I've just typed 1 and 73 and I haven't rolled it yet, so let's see. Number 29, that's from, okay, that's from a new palette. I should write this down. And number 42. Which is also from a different palette. So I'm gonna go grab those right now. I just have to reach back behind there. Okay, so the shade number 29 comes from this palette. This is the new Nude palette by Huda. So both of my Huda palettes are in here. Number 29, I have to start at 18 and then count. Okay, so there's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. It's this satin shade right here called Kinky. Nice. It's so pretty. This is actually one of my favorite shades in this palette. I don't think I have anything like this at the moment to work on, and yeah, it's not satin actually. It's a pearlized, one pressed pearl. I like her pressed pearls. I don't like the multi-reflective shadows or the pressed glitters. If I get a pressed glitter, I'm just gonna skip right over it because no. So yeah, it's like maroon colored but more cool toned, or like more light. So that's shadow number 1, or eyeshadow number 29, and then eyeshadow number 42 comes from in here. So it's a brand new palette. How do you open this? $45, $44, $43, because I count left. Yeah, I'm not counting this one first, it's the black one first. Okay, so 43 is this shade right here. I don't know what number it is. It is number, oh, you know what? There's actually numbers on the back for which ones it is, so I'm just gonna count that way. So it would be eyeshadow number, oh, that's too similar. Okay, I'm just gonna count this pink shade. Technically on the back this is eyeshadow number 5, but whatever. I don't have a shadow like this in the project right now, so that's what it looks like. It's very light. Does this even work on me? I feel like these two will actually work really well together. That's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I know I'm quite quiet, but that's because my boyfriend's in a meeting. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!